Either 2 more Kurt Apes or a Tarmogoyf. Hopefully it's not a Gadok Teeg. That seems like a very slow start for a
Yeah,
Zoo
that
deck.
doesn't seem like the best start for the Zoo deck.
So Grim Lavamancer.
Lavamancer. And,
is that worth a counterspell?
I don't know. I wonder if Sam has one of his mental missteps in hand. He plays
he
a
has
full
a
4
Force of Will.
copies. Oh, so he's thinking about forcing it?
Yeah.
Okay. And he does go ahead and force it. Now, this
Force
is interesting.
puts Samuel down to 17.
Yep. Sam will drop to 17 as a result of that Force of Will. And that can also tell Pat something about Sam's hand. If Sam's willing to Force of Will a Grim Lavamancer, then it means that he probably has at least a Vendilion Click in his hand. And perhaps more than 1 copy of it.
Well, and Grim Lavamancer or a Goyf, because Grim Lavamancer really hurts Goyfs. I mean, probably Pat's not thinking about that, but that's what Samuel was. Like, he doesn't want his Goyf to probably get eaten.
Yeah.
I mean, the ability to shrink it down to a 2/3, and then kill it off with a Kurt Ape trading just seems really difficult for him to get a Tarmogoyf online. So, do you think he's going to daze here?
Yes.
He's going to daze.
So he dazes away that second Kurt Ape. And Samuel Swisher is, on no lands, but I certainly like his odds this game regardless.
Yeah. He just drew a mental misstep.
A very good card in this matchup. Pat's deck is has at least 21 drops.
Yeah.
Let me count
Way
how many
more.
it actually is. Yes, more than 20.
It's 19 plus 12, so...
Yeah. More than 31 drops.
Alright, Brainstorm from Samuel at end of turn. He's sitting at 14 life.
Yeah, and he's going to put 2 cards back.
What?
Now,
oh,
Pat
wow.
didn't even have a
no,
play this
wow.
turn.
Does Pat has puppies on his shirt?
Does he actually have puppies on his
He
shirt?
has 3 puppies on his shirt, I think.
Oh, man. How serendipitous. All right. Pat gets in for another 2.
He is drawing a lot of lands this game.
Yeah. And that's not what you want to do with this Zoo deck, especially when you're playing this many 1-drops.
Alright, so I think we might see a Goyf hit the board. Especially since Mental Misstep is going to be able to protect it. Oh no, I thought he had a Goyf. I think he still does. Oh, he's just going to Diabolic Edict. Alright, Grim Lavamancer is going to get misstepped.
Yep. Sam's going to go down to 10 here. Pop that fetch land. Grab a Tropical Island. And then tap it for a Mental Misstep. So... Mental Misstep's going to counter that Grim Lavamancer. And then Sam is probably going to slam a Tarmogoyf next turn.
Yeah, and that's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Mental Misstep's going to get in for 1. Oh, never mind.
And he just drew a Deed. Pretty good card here. Pat's deck has enough 1-drops where Sam can potentially blow up multiple creatures, leaving us Tarmogoyf unscathed.
Tarmogoyf is right now a 3/4. There's instant creatures and lands in the graveyards.
Pat cracks 2 fetch lands. He wants to minimize the chances of drawing lands in the next turn.
In most decks, thinning doesn't really make much sense, but in Zoo with only 20 lands, like...
And when you're not playing step links, yeah. It definitely makes sense. Yeah, I've actually heard a lot of players say things like, oh, well, if I've drawn 2 lands in a row, then I don't want to crack a fetch land because I'm less likely to draw a 3rd land in a row than I am to draw a land off a random pile, and that actually makes no sense. So remember that your deck is absolute random and that each draw step you have resets the odds.
I don't know. It makes sense to me. If you've already drawn 2, if the deck was completely randomized, what did you add to drawing another land?
Just as random as they
Shuffling it up again? Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely like it's absolute random.
I think you'll draw a spell. I mean, I just draw whatever I need at the time, so
it's pretty good.
yeah.
That sounds way better.
Yeah.
All right, so Pat sees a ponder, and Pat's plan right now has to just be to dome.
Yeah, he's just going to in response to ponder with as much burn as possible. Lightning bolt resolves. Lightning bolt resolves. Does he just have enough burn? Okay. I mean, do you really want to do double lightning bolt in response to a ponder? Now it tells him what your game plan's on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now he knows what to ponder for.
I'm very curious, like, maybe he's going to ponder wrong, because that, sure, like, if he knows to go find counter spells, he's still going to counter a removal spell now. Like, if he finds a counter spell, he's going to get one of your burn spells, right?
Yeah.
Event anyway? But now you're just telling him what you need. Maybe he won't get those.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's still plenty of burn left in Pat's deck here.
But that line of play, it doesn't make much sense to me. Maybe it's correct. If your opponent just knows to get burned, but now what about his next burn spell? Unless he's going to, like, unless he has, like, double Helix in hand, and he just wants to play around Mental Misstep.
Yeah, if he has double Helix in hand, then it makes sense.
All right, upkeep after draw and dealing click.
Yeah, so Pat has to respond with a Helix to dome here.
If he has Helix. I think he does.
He must to have made the play that he made last turn.
All right.
Helix to dome.
Sam goes down to just one life.
Mm-hmm.
And paths the Tarmogoyf. Oh, he has no basics? Yeah, no basics.
Yep.
The judge is saying you have to shuffle, but no, you don't. You can choose to use ability or not.
You don't have to.
Yeah. When you path, it'll say it's a May. I love the interactions when you path people, but they know what cards. There's a card on top of their library, and they just decide not to get a land to get that. So the times you play path to when you know they're not going to get any value.
So Sam's at 1 here. Pat plays his land and passes.
All right, it's a race, and he just drew Tarmogoyf. I mean, he knew it was there.
Yeah. Puts Pat down to 9. And is there enough in the graveyard to kill Pat next turn?
No, there isn't. It's 4. It's 7 damage total. So Pat goes to 8, and he's got.
So he's got.
Wait, he has a deed. Does he still have a deed in hand?
Yes.
Then that is lethal.
So because Pat sacrificed that fetch land, he gets 1 less draw step.
Yeah.
And the odds of drawing a burn spell with 1 less land in your deck are not greater than they would be if you
with
get to draw 2 cards.
But he doesn't know that he has that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so he doesn't have the deed.
I'm pretty sure he has a deed in his hand.
Well, he goes to 1. Well, then, if he does, then he's screwed up. Yeah. Or we don't have right life totals. And he does have the deed. I saw it.
What is that? A Goblin Guide?
Yeah, that's a Goblin Guide. And that's a pernicious deed.
Yeah.
Or is Pat Cox actually at 4 right now? Was he at 4 or 1?
Pretty sure he was at 1.
We thought he was at 1. Well, if Pat was at 1, there was Samuel punted.
And then killed him.
And the way we saw the game,
him being at 1. Oh, he helixed. He was at 4.
Oh, we were wrong.
We were wrong. Sorry, guys.
Not cool.
Not cool at all of us. I apologize. Yes, I mean, Sam's been playing this deck literally forever. I don't think he would mess that up.
Yeah. I mean, people miss things all the time.
That's true.
I missed the draft open just this morning.
All right. Now, looking at these sideboards, what do we think Sam's going to bring in here? He's probably going to bring in a pair of Ghastly Demise and 2 Perish. Do you think he brings in the extra deeds?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I was wondering if those were more for artifact-based combo decks, and because it's hard to shave off that much from this list.
Really?
I think so. I mean, especially when you're on the play, you want your stifles, right? And Sue?
Maybe. Yeah, with like 12 sack lines, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I mean, hymns like the stones against them. I guess you cut Force of Will. Force of Will's not too good here.
Vanillion Click seems really weak. It costs a lot of mana to make a trade.
Yeah, that's true.
And all these cards are different, but they're all the same.
Yeah.
And then Pat Cox probably brings in Ranger of Eos? I don't know.
In this matchup, yeah, I guess you just bring in a Ranger of
No,
Eos
because
and
Stifle, Wasteland, and him probably make that bad.
Yeah, I mean, he brings in a playset of Rebs for sure.
Oh, Red Elemental last in this matchup?
Yeah.
Just to hit counter magic?
Yeah, you hit counter magic, you hit like V-clicks, like it's even good to hit brainstorms and stuff. Like you can hit like.
What do you cut then?
I think you just.
Oh well,
cut some of,
Gadok
like,
comes out.
Yeah, Gadok Teague's pretty bad, and then you can probably cut some like Loam Lions or Curd Apes, right?
Do you really want to cut your creatures?
I don't know. I mean, he's probably cutting his V-clicks, so you can probably take the Lobmasters out.
Ooh, one card that seems insane is Elspeth if it ever hits the board.
Yeah.
I bet Elspeth comes in. Elspeth seems ridiculous in this matchup.
Elspeth is really good. I think Elspeth is going to be like the best Planeswalker in Modern.
Yeah, Elspeth's insane.
I don't even think it's remotely close. Even.
No.
Yeah.
Elspeth was my favorite Planeswalker before it rotated and Gideon became my favorite Planeswalker. The thing is, outside of a Johnny's, the white Planeswalkers have been unreal good.
Well, Johnny Vengeance is pretty unreal good.
Yeah, that's true. Johnny Venture was good. And even a Johnny's fine if that deck was fine.
Yeah. I mean, if that deck had what it needed.
Mm-hmm. And it's still a really good Planeswalker on its own.
I included, like, if you ever played it in Limited, you know how its power level actually is. It's just ridiculous.
Red's the weak one. Red has just had very bad Planeswalkers.
Yeah, Red has had terrible Planeswalkers.
I mean, Koth's fine, sure, but it's still not that insane. Like
I'm pretty sure Koth is just insane.
It can't protect itself. It takes a lot of time. I don't know, Koth is fine.
I think New Chandra's actually pretty good, too.
New Chandra? I don't think it's that good. Just seems weak. Like, compared to what's happening in the format, it doesn't seem that good. Like, you center her around a bunch of Titans. And like, creatures that, like, Squadron Hawk. Like, Squadron Hawk makes that card bad, because Squadron Hawk makes so many, like, X1s unplayable. Like, Elite Vanguard would be a playable card if it wasn't for Squadron Hawk. You know? Signal Pest is in the Tempered Steel deck, but Tempered Steel is being held back by Squadron Hawks. So it's weird how a 1/1 for 2 mana is keeping a Planeswalker that can ping 1/1s, you know, back.
At bay.
All right.
I'm going to try to break Chandra the Firebrand.
All right, you go for
wait
it.
and see.
That'll be a lot of wasted time, my friend. All right, turn 1, Polluted Delta gets cracked to counter a Goblin Guide.
Yeah, and Sam's going to fall to 19 here. He's going to search up an Underground Sea, and then he's going to Mental Misstep.
Are you a Psychic?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I've just seen a million Team America games.
Oh, okay.
Who knows, maybe he'll daze, I don't know. No.
Mental Misstep. Pat Cox is going to say go. Got there. Got that. Figured that one out.
Well done.
Wasteland takes out the
Taiga. Yeah, and that seems pretty good, especially if it's
Plateau.
got
I can't tell the difference.
Sam has Force in hand, so whatever Pat Cox plays this turn, Sam can Force of Will if he needs to.
Arid Mesa. Oh, he brought the Stoneforge in. Oh, that's so sad. He's got one Stoneforge in his deck. It was the bottom of his library.
So sad.
Very sad. It saddens me that I'll never get to play with Stoneforge ever again unless I'm playing Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to play it when you play Legacy,
I will.
right? Like, it's so good. Another Goblin Guide. And that's going to get in. Perhaps give Sam an extra land. No. Sam's going to gas itemize it.
No. I really like how he played his Goblin Guide. He put it behind his land, it resolves, and it jumps over the land to attack him. Like super haste. Alright, Brainstorm from Samuel. I bet he needs some lands, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well,
no, he has lands. Why would he play it on turn 2 then?
I don't know.
Like, couldn't he have brainstormed at end of turn? Unless he was trying to find something, right? It's the only time he
I mean, he probably wanted something else on his turn. Like, you never know if he he had a couple cards in his hand that he didn't want in his hand. So maybe he was just trying to like brainstorm into a ponder, and then he could put 2 cards on top, and then shuffle his library and get a ponder. Well, something like that.
Maybe, I don't know. He only has a ponder in his deck. I don't know if that was the card. Unless he knows his deck that well that that's the correct play to make when you have 1 ponder in your deck.
Oh yeah. No, I guess you're right.
I mean, it has to be right. I'm not going to argue. If you know Samuel Swisher and you say he's been playing the deck for a long time, that had to have been the correct play. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
All right, draws his second gas itemize. Has a Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, being at 17 in this spot is pretty insane.
Yeah. Dealing with your opponent's first 3 creatures very easily without them dealing any damage.
It's pretty rough for Pat at this point. I mean, the truth is, Pat could just draw a Stoneforge Mystic.
Or his own Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
Oh, but gas itemize will kill that.
I mean,
Path to Exile also
Elspeth might be pretty good.
Path to Exile seems insane when your opponent doesn't have any basics.
Yeah. It's really, really, really good. It was like old Extended when you would Path Affinities, guys.
The
best.
Most Affinities started adapting to 1 island.
Yeah. After a little while.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the first Goblin Guide got Mental Misstep, the second Goblin Guide got Gas Itemize, and then Samuel ended up Force of Willing the third creature, Pat Cox's Lavamancer. Path to Exile deals with Samuel's first creature, and we just have a bunch of lands. So much action, and everyone always has the answers to deal with things.
Yeah. It's pretty funny, actually. This is a spot where Pat Cox would be pretty happy about getting like a Ranger.
Yeah, or Elspeth.
Elspeth would just be the...
Game over.
Yeah.
Samuel would have a 0% chance to win this game.
You could like play a Tombstalker.
I'm kidding,
Pat
yeah.
has to have nothing, yeah.
Oh, the wildest of Nacatls, which is Pat Cox's Twitter name.
Is it?
Yeah, his Twitter is Wildest Nacatl.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, Turok. He has 3 lands. I saw Helix.
Yeah, I saw Helix too.
Just gonna Helix. 14 to 20. Oh, and he does have an extra burn spell to gain value. Oh, he only had 1 white source for double Helix.
Oh, he mistapped his mana.
Oh, he did. Wow, that's bad.
Yeah.
I bet he's steaming. He cannot play perfect under the camera.
Yeah.
Every creature is just being destroyed. It doesn't even look like Sammy has that much removal. I know the counters are working as well, but...
Him is very good against Zoo-style decks.
Will the competitors of $10 draft number 4 please come on?
Especially when you're on the draw.
$10 draft.
Force of Will takes care of the Kurt 8. And Samuel is in top deck mode. That's a Pernicious Deed. See, I wouldn't wasteland there. I would wait for him to sack the land.
Also, like, Sam's deck is much more hungry.
Yeah.
It's just...
Brainstorm, maybe he kept Jason. I think he probably boarded Jace out.
Yeah, I'm sure he boards Jason out here.
And all his guesses are gone, so I guess Tombstalker and Graveyard is irrelevant, but Tarmogoyf as well. But with how big Pat's Graveyard is, I don't think second wasteland is bad. He drew, I think he has 2 burn spells. Tarmogoyf off the top for Samuel.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah. All right. A third Path to Exile from Pat.
An exciting match here.
And this is fun.
Ooh, he chains his opponent.
Down to 9 life.
Yeah.
All right. Loam Lion.
Passes. And looks
Him,
like Sam's got another him.
And I think Pat just has double Lightning Bolt.
Puts him down to 6. Puts him down to 3.
And he would be dead right now if Pat didn't tap in correctly.
Yeah.
I bet he's got to be kicking himself right now.
That's Heard it. And Sam draw?
V-click.
V-click, alright.
I think he drew V-click. No, he didn't draw V-click.
Kyle Murphy, your draft is waiting for you. Kyle Murphy,
Mental
your
mistake.
draft is waiting for you.
It's a Tarmogoyf.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
Brutal. Well, you can't. That Thoughtseize is dead.
Yeah. Uh-oh. And that's game.
That's it. Sam will just get pinged by the Lava Mancer and die next turn.
All right, so
match.
Pat Cox wins 2-0 against Samuel Swisher.
Man, he's just
he's so
steaming.
tilted about always under the camera.
For being on tilt, I mean, you gotta just thank your lucky stars that you keep just getting there anyway. You see Orrin Beasley in the background just shaking his head and laughing at him.
I think we have to make a list of the mistakes he's made under camera and just go through them with him later tonight when he holds the other trophy. Not being biased, I like good stories.
Orrin and Pat are good friends. They've been going to Magic events together all year.
Yeah.
They have the same number of pro points.